Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you are all fine at home. Please stay tuned to this channel. Watch this program till end of this video. Okay, please take one notebook and writing pen. Whatever the points I am going to mention, please note down in your book. These points will help you to understand the concept as well. At the end of this video, I will put some key points so that you can copy the points into your book and you can study well. Okay, let us start today's topic. Around us, many things are present in this world. Around us, many natural phenomena are taking place. Are we not getting any ideas, new ideas? From one incident to another incident, we are getting new thoughts. That means one incident makes us to learn something we are experiencing, so that we can learn something from that past experience and we can use the new ideas that comes into our mind to further efforts. If it is possible for us, we can modify some of the phenomena also using some technology. Technology is nothing but an application of science that will help us to control or to study the experiments. Practically, we can study something. In that, what application we are using, that is technology. Science is nothing but knowledge. We find this knowledge in different areas. Wherever we go and whatever we see, whatever the activity we may conduct, we'll come to know some new thing. That means each and every area, each and every activity will make us to learn something. Whatever we are getting comes under knowledge, and actually this knowledge we are getting from the past experiences. By observing natural phenomena carefully, we can come with some conclusions, and these conclusions will help us for the new ideas. We can implant these ideas for further development of the technology or the further development about science. What is science? What is the root word of science? How has science developed? Why it is so important in our life? So likewise, many questions we can raise on this science. Each and every question we need to answer to lessen our curiosity and to enhance our knowledge. Since ancient times, human beings have always been curious to know about nature and the fascinating world around them. Human beings started to observe the natural phenomena carefully, and they have come up with some conclusions. These conclusions helped them further to get new ideas, which then helped them to develop science. This scientific knowledge gained importance and it was passed on from one generation to another for further development of mankind. With the passage of time, the sum total of this human knowledge brought about vast changes, and people started enjoying the miracles of science. Let us see some past experiences that made people to get new ideas. Early humans, when they started to hunt for getting their food, they used tools made of stone. In order to make a tool, they used to rub one stone against another stone. While rubbing, a spark of fire was produced. The produced spark fell somewhere on dry leaves and dry twigs, and further it causes of fire which burnt some area of the forest. At that moment, these early humans, they noticed some of the animals were started ran away from them. So immediately they thought about that incident that happened. That means the fire made the animals to run away from there. So they started each and every day for keeping that animals away from them. After some days, it came to pass a season, a very severe winter season. So in those days also it was an ongoing process. Then in order to keep away animals, they put fire. By that evening they could keep themselves warm in condition. So they noticed the fire that was put there, helping these people to keep themselves warm in condition, protecting themselves from the animals and protecting from the severe cold also. So how it was possible for this human being? And let me put another example in a sequence. So it was again ongoing process. While keeping themselves warm, they were taking their meat. Accidentally a piece of meat was fell into that fire. After some time, when they have taken a piece of meat and have ate, they noticed the piece of meat was very easy to chew and was very tastier than the raw material. So thereonward they started to put the meat into the fire. So one experience made the people to learn something, and again while it was going, and again another thing they were noticed. So likewise, one incident to another incident, they started to notice each and everything. They are observing something. Whatever the thing happened, they just observed why it happened. After happening, whether they are getting any benefit from that change or happening, or are they getting any negative aspect of that, they started to watch in such a way. But these days, using some chemicals, we are able to put fire in the form of matchbox by rubbing one chemical against another chemical. How they could develop this matchbox means from the past experiences. Matchbox, what chemicals they are using for the tip of that matchstick, and the spots that were kept on the side of that matchbox, those chemicals were actually noticed in the sticks. And another example also we can take. That means the past experiences will make us to learn something that is only possible with careful observations. Early human being, he plucked a fruit and he ate it through the seed side. After some days he noticed the same tree had grown there and it started to bear fruits. He got a thought of it. He had seen that, then immediately something struck in his mind. That is, by collecting some seeds is possible for us to carry that plant to another area. The same ideas helped these days people to find out new technologies in agriculture side, for finding chemicals, pesticides, fertilizers, insecticides, fungicides, different chemicals for better growth of the plant, for killing insects, pesticides and fungi. So and so things also people are able to prepare. Not only that, for getting yielded crop, much yielded crop. Let us see the definition of science. As per the examples that I have put in front of you, we can give a definition. Science is the systematic, ongoing effort by human beings to study, understand and utilize the nature for meaningful purposes. Simple word, science is a knowledge. Science is nothing but a knowledge, and we are getting this knowledge from here. Different areas of science are listed. One by one, let us see. First one, geology. Here, geology, it is about to know or to study the earth and the rocks. Different area, soil or rock can be tested to find out the ages. What might be the age of earth, rock and soil, so and so things we can come to know using this branch of science. Here some theories were put forward concern this geology. In this geology, two more branches are there: physical geology and chemical geology. In this physical geology, about some measurements or some environments of earth, that is the locations of seas or oceans or plateaus or hills or mountains, so and so things all comes under this physical geology. And chemical geology, that is about study of some rocks or some soil, some part of the soil, which gives us an information about the existence of that particular matter, ages of that matter, for how many years ago the particular matter was made of. So and so information we can get. Some historical evidences also we can use. Even that historical evidences for some purposes can be tested using this geological scientists. They are able to give some information about a particular area. For example, Mesopotamia, Babylonian, and some Egyptians, ancient. These are all the ancient cities. Or these all areas were tested by some scientists, and these scientists were able to give information about the age of the particular materials they have used. Anyhow, let us see another thing. This is about geology. Once again, see, Geology is a branch of science that deals with the study of earth and rocks. Enough. Study of earth and rocks. Simple. The next one, astronomy. Astronomy. This is another branch of science which deals with the outside of the atmosphere of our earth. That means this is about the material or the matter that is present in the atmosphere or in the sky. Whatever the materials or whatever the matter that is present in the universe was studied under this type of branch of science. Astronomy, astronauts. You might have familiar with the word astronauts. The person who used to go into the space to study or to collect some matter from other planets. Generally people, they have already visited a number of people from different countries. They have visited moon and they have collected some matter from there and they tested. So what matter they have collected and they could study the matter. The branch of science under which they could done all these things comes under astronomy. Okay, let us give the definition for astronomy. Astronomy is the branch of science which deals with the study of the matter that is present in the universe. Okay, the next one is biology. Here biology is another branch of science which deals with the living matter. And again, this biology, this branch of science further classified into more areas. Here, human science, genetic science, botanical science, geological science, and each and every, even biochemistry. Biochemistry is also one of the branches of science. Anyhow, that you will come to know under chemistry. Here, science. Under the science, what type of branches we will study? Under this biological or life sciences, you will study these types of sciences. Human science, you can know about human existence and each and every organ system and its working. Everything we can come to know from this human science. Next, genetic science. It is very, very important. Nowadays, people are using this genetic science much for producing new life, which means here using the technology, people are able to produce new organs, or people are able to change the organ systems. Instead of having the natural organ systems, they could develop, or people are able to change that organs. Okay, let us see the definition of this genetic science. The branch of science which deals with the hereditary and changes or variations in organs of any living being. Once again, the branch of science which deals with the hereditary and variations in organs of living beings. That is genetic engineering. Nowadays, let me put one example in front of you. With increasing population, it is essential, it is required for the production or to produce required amount of food, or it is very difficult to supply food for the society. these days population is more all over the world, and lakhs of people are dying of lack of food. So definitely this genetic engineering is playing a vital role. Instead of producing 1 kilogram of quantity of a substance, by using this genetic engineering, people are succeeded in producing more than 1 kilogram of quantity of substance. Let me put one example concern this genetic engineering. Generally, pumpkin, which is weighing of 10 kilogram to, if it is heavy, maybe 50 kilogram, but in the country of Israel, recently people have developed the large pumpkin of weighing nearly 2000 kilogram, and the pumpkin is only lifted by using some cranes. Human beings cannot lift up that pumpkin. That much large size pumpkin was produced using genetic engineering. Even these days, whatever the plant or whatever the crop we are using to grow in our agriculture site, and for getting better yielded crop from the crops, it is essential to apply genetic engineering. Is getting some new breeds. That is also possible with the genetic engineering. Required properties of plants or animals, people are able to produce using genetic engineering. One more aspect of the genetic engineering system is to produce plants or animals which are having required properties. That is about genetic engineering. The next, botany and zoology. Botany is concerned plants and trees. How can we make a particular plant to grow maximum and to make that plant to yield a very good yielded crop? So and so things we can study under this branch of science. The next, zoology. It is about animals, the branch of science that deals with the study of animals. Complete information about the particular animal we can study under this branch of science, that is zoology. Okay, let us plug into another area, physical sciences. Here this physical sciences is comprised of three more branches of science: mathematics, physics and chemistry. These are the three more branches of science: mathematics and physics, chemistry. These three together we study under these physical sciences. What actually this mathematics? You people are learning some basic concepts of mathematics. What you have known is not up to the mark to understand this mathematics. Many theorems mathematics you can learn in higher studies much. Okay, then come to physics. Physics, it is about physical measurements of a particular thing. Physical measurements or physical properties, whatever it may be, the physical property we can study under this type of science. Physics, physical measurements. The next one, chemistry. Chemistry is a branch of science which deals with the study of matter and composition and physical and chemical properties of a particular substance. Okay students, here chemistry, which is a very important branch of science which we are going to study in detailed account of the science. One of the branches of science is chemistry. Here chemistry will give information about the matter and the composition of the matter. That means what kind of matter is present in the particular materials, in what proportions that particular kind of matter was present, how much the amount is supplied so and so ingredients, and what are their chemical properties and even physical properties also we can come to study under this chemistry. This is time for writing notes. Please take your notebook and pen.